Did you know some encounters with black-eyed children happen during storms or power outages? The lights flicker, the knock comes. The children say they need help, but witnesses say something feels wrong before the door even opens. When the eyes are revealed, people describe the fear as unnatural, like prey being watched. No confirmed case ever ends with the door opening. Comment instincts if you think that matters.
Most visitors don't know this, but beneath the park lies a vast tunnel system. Officially, they're for staff, but some cast members claim the tunnels connect to something much older than the park itself. At night, when everything shuts down, some swear they hear carousel music underground, even though no rides are moving. Have you heard this story before? Comment yes or no.
Mile 44 is why truckers don't pull over at night. Cars are found empty, lights on, doors wide open. Witnesses say they saw their own reflection inside a faceless void before blacking out. Every survivor heard the same whisper. Do you believe them? Comment below. Tupac's death wasn't a mystery. It was a chain reaction. After a boxing match in Vegas, a violent encounter was caught on camera. Pride turned into revenge. That night, a white Cadillac hunted him down in traffic. Shots fired. Tupac was hit 4 times. 6 days later, he died at 25. Even rivals paused their shows to honor him. That's how powerful his legacy was. This is a true story. John R. Brinkley promised men youth and strength through surgery. His method was unbelievable. Goat testicles implanted into human bodies. Radio ads spread the lie nationwide. Hospitals were built. Patients suffered in silence, and people kept believing. Do you think hope makes people blind?
Mount Everest is the highest place on Earth, and one of the deadliest. Above 8,000 meters is the death zone, where oxygen is so low your body begins to fail. More than 300 climbers have died there. Most were never brought back. It's too dangerous. Helicopters can't fly that high, so the bodies remain frozen along the route. One was called Green Boots. Climbers knew. Pass him, and you're close. Everest doesn't forgive mistakes. It preserves them.
This is a true story. In the 1950s, inside South Africa's military, a secret program began. It was called the Aversion Project. Its goal was to punish and cure homosexuality. Gay conscripts and drug users were secretly identified and selected. The program was led by military psychiatrist Aubrey Levin. Victims were tied to beds and shocked with electricity to cause pain. Some were forcibly drugged or chemically castrated. They were told it was science, but it was pseudoscience driven by hate. The project ran for years, leaving survivors traumatized and silent. Decades later, they finally began to speak. The Aversion Project remains a dark reminder of how power can destroy lives. They shot him 6 times. He fell from a balcony. When they looked again, he was gone. That night, he stole a mask and a car. He drove back to his hometown. On Halloween, people felt watched. They didn't know by who. Then they began to disappear. This is a true story. In 1963, a 6-year-old boy stabbed his sister and never spoke again. Not once. He was locked away for 15 years. Then, in 1978, he escaped. This is a true story. In 2003, a Romanian village believed something was hunting them. Witnesses described a wild boar the size of a car with glowing eyes. First, crops were destroyed. Then, animals began to vanish. One morning, a butcher's barn was found ripped apart. Claw marks reached 6 feet up the walls. Terrified, villagers guarded the area every night. Then, during a violent storm, it attacked. By morning, 2 nearby villages were abandoned. Experts found nothing. Some say the creature still roams the mountains, and no one who saw it up close was ever seen again. Then letters reached the police. One contained part of a human kidney. After that, the murders stopped. Jack the Ripper vanished. The attacks were precise. The cuts were clean. Some believed he had medical knowledge. Others thought he was untouchable. The police found nothing. In the 1880s, East London fell into fear. Women were attacked after dark. A silent killer stalked the streets at night. The newspapers named him Jack the Ripper. Between 3 and 4 a.m., people wake up. A man stands motionless at their window. He never moves or speaks. When the light turns on, he's gone. Every night, it's a different window. A woman dancing alone at night, moving like something else controls her body. Locals say she's appeared for decades. One night, a mother and her children saw her near a cornfield. The woman suddenly charged at them, screaming, "I am the ambassador of death." Everyone she threatens loses someone soon after. The police never catch her. She always vanishes. They call her the dancing shadow, and they say if she ever stops dancing, someone dies. This is a true story. In a quiet corner of Druid Ridge Cemetery in Maryland, a bronze angel once stood. She stood over the Agnes family grave. Her posture was heavy with grief, her face frozen in sorrow. Locals gave her a name, Black Aggie, and soon people began to whisper that she wasn't just a statue. By day, she looked harmless, still, silent, but at night, stories spread about her. They said her eyes glowed red at exactly midnight, that anyone who stared too long into them would lose their sight. Others claimed shadows rose from nearby graves, gathering around her in the dark. Black Aggie became a dare. Teenagers snuck into the cemetery after sunset, challenging each other to sit on her lap. Most ran away laughing, but one night a boy stayed. According to witnesses, the statue moved. They said her arms slowly closed around him. When help arrived, the boy was lying at her feet. No wounds, no signs of a struggle, only a look of pure terror locked on his face. The fear grew so intense that the family eventually removed the statue and donated it to a museum. But some visitors swear that even behind glass, Black Aggie's eyes still glow red after dark. This is a true story. In 1947, Soviet scientists locked 5 prisoners inside a sealed chamber filled with a stimulant gas. They were told to stay awake for 30 days. By day 5, no one spoke. By day 9, one man screamed until his voice was gone, then silence. When the chamber was finally opened, a voice whispered, "We no longer want to be free." Asked what they had become, the answer was simple. "We are the madness you hide when you sleep." Did you know that deep in the deserts of the American Southwest, a shadow is said to move at night? People call it El Chupacabra. The name means goat sucker, and that's exactly what it's known for. Some say it looks like a lizard covered in spikes with glowing red eyes. Others claim it's closer to a hairless wild dog, sneaky, fast, and silent. The story began back in the 1990s on the island of Puerto Rico. Since then, sightings have spread across regions, from Mexico all the way to Texas. Some call it a monster. Others believe it's simply a frightened creature trying to survive. Whatever it is, one thing never changes. It only comes out after the sun goes down. So if you hear strange sounds in the darkness, lock up your animals. And whatever you do, don't forget to check the shadows. In a remote mountain village in northern Thailand, a young girl named Molly disappeared without a trace. Weeks later, people heard crying in the forest, always between midnight and 3. Some saw her floating unnaturally between the trees. A monk went in to bless the jungle. He never returned. Now she asks travelers for help finding home. But if she reaches for you and you follow, you never leave. People in the woods of Maryland don't agree on what they saw, but they agree on where it happened. Late at night, cars stop on the same forest roads. Engines off, headlights still on. That's when something moves between the trees. Tall, broad, with horns. It doesn't run, it doesn't rush, it just watches. Moments later, tires are slashed, clean cuts. Too precise to be accidents. This has been reported for decades. Same area, same roads, same outcome. Locals eventually gave it a name, Goat Man. No one agrees on what it is, but everyone agrees on one thing. If you stop your car out there, you're already too late. In a world where fiction meets reality, The Simpsons has become infamous for its uncanny predictions. Buckle up as we dive into some of the most shocking forecasts for 2024 to 2026. These predictions will leave you questioning what's next. First up, in 2024, the show hinted at a major political shift. A character resembling a tech mogul takes the presidency, leading to a wave of innovation and chaos. Sound familiar? With the rise of tech influencers in politics, this prediction feels eerily close to home. Fast forward to 2025, where The Simpsons depicted a global health crisis triggered by a new virus. The episode showcased a world grappling with lockdowns and vaccine debates. As we navigate ongoing health challenges, this storyline hits harder than ever. It reminds us of the fragility of our reality. And don't miss the 2026 prediction, a shocking climate event that forces Springfield to adapt in unprecedented ways. With climate change becoming a pressing issue, the show's portrayal of a world in crisis feels like a warning. As we look ahead, it's clear that The Simpsons has a knack for tapping into the zeitgeist. Are these just coincidences, or is there something more? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The future is as unpredictable as ever.
In Thailand, there is a story people still whisper about at night. It's about a woman whose love survived death itself. Her name was Mainok. She died during childbirth. But her love did not die with her. Follow in like now. Type safe if you still dare to hear tonight's story. Months later, her husband returned from the war. He went back to his home and to his wife. She cooked for him. She spoke to him. She lived with him. And he never questioned it. The neighbors tried to warn him. One by one, they spoke the truth, and one by one, they were found dead. Then something small happened. A spoon slipped from the table and fell beneath the stilt house. Without standing up, Mainok reached down. Her arm passed through the wooden floor. Too long, too calm. That was the moment he understood. The woman he loved was no longer human.
The autopsy describes injuries that weren't on the body: broken ribs, internal bleeding, severe trauma. But the photographs show none of it. The attending physician refused to sign the report. Another name appears instead. That doctor denied ever seeing the body at all. The report stayed in the system. The body, however, did not remain. The autopsy officially lasted 12 minutes. That alone was impossible. A full examination normally takes hours, but this report shows only 3 boxes checked. No toxicology, no internal photos, no cause of death listed. Just one handwritten note at the bottom: further analysis not required. 2 days later, the coroner resigned. The body was cremated the same afternoon, and the family was told the file never existed. This autopsy originally included 7 photos, only 6 remain. The missing image was referenced twice in the report. See image 4. But image 4 is gone. Hospital staff later said it showed something they weren't trained to document. The pathologist requested a second opinion. That request was denied. The photo was deleted, and the autopsy was signed anyway. This autopsy lists no cause of death. Not unknown, not undetermined, just blank. Organs were intact. No trauma, no toxins detected. The report ends with one sentence: findings do not align with biological failure. The doctor added nothing else. The case was closed that same day and never reopened. In a pixelated world, you're just another player navigating through a cheerful retro game. The sun shines, the music plays, and everything seems perfect. But then something strange happens. An NPC turns to you, eyes wide, and whispers, "Stop playing." Confusion washes over you. Was that a glitch? You shake it off and continue, but the atmosphere shifts. The cheerful music distorts and the colors bleed into darkness. Suddenly the screen flickers, revealing a bloody reality. The once harmless characters now stare at you with haunting expressions. "You shouldn't have come here," they say in unison, their voices echoing in your mind. Panic sets in as the game glitches further, warping your surroundings. You realize this isn't just a game anymore, it's a trap. The line between player and character blurs, and you're left questioning, can you escape this digital nightmare? In 1983, a small town in Indiana was shaken to its core when a young boy mysteriously vanished. As panic spread, whispers of the unexplainable began to surface. He hadn't just gone missing. He was taken by something beyond our understanding, trapped in a hidden realm beneath our feet. His mother, heartbroken and desperate, turned to the only thing she could: lights. She believed they could bridge the gap between worlds, a flicker of hope in the darkness. But then a girl appeared, seemingly out of nowhere, with an otherworldly aura and a chilling warning. The gate is open. What did she mean? Was there a way to bring him back? As the town held its breath, the line between reality and the supernatural blurred, revealing secrets that had long been buried. The search for the boy became a race against time, and the girl's powers hinted at a deeper connection to the boy's fate. In a world where shadows hold secrets, the truth was about to unfold. Would they find him before it was too late? In the heart of the woods, a dirty VHS tape lies forgotten, half buried in the leaves. Curiosity piqued, I dust it off and rush home, heart racing. What secrets does this tape hold? As I insert it into the player, the screen flickers to life, revealing grainy footage. A dimly lit room, shadows dancing on the walls. A figure stands in the corner, barely visible. Whispering something unintelligible, the air thickens with tension. Suddenly, the scene shifts. A child's laughter echoes, but it's distorted, twisted. The camera pans to a broken doll, its eyes eerily staring back. The laughter morphs into a chilling scream, and the screen glitches, leaving me breathless. Just as I think it's over, the figure lunges forward and the tape cuts to black. I sit in silence, heart pounding, realizing some things are better left lost in the woods. What if security cameras recorded someone after they were already buried? Days after a man's funeral, CCTV footage was reviewed at his workplace. Nothing unusual at first. Then someone noticed him walking through the hallway, entering rooms, standing under the same camera. The timestamp was clear. The date was correct. This happened again and again. Different cameras, different days. The same man. Investigators confirmed the funeral records. The burial site, the death certificate, everything was real. The footage wasn't altered. No one had access to the system. No explanation fit. When the cameras were checked one last time, the man appeared again, this time looking directly into the lens. The next day, all recordings from that week were gone. Only one still image remained, time-stamped after his death. What if the body on the table wasn't as dead as everyone believed? The autopsy had already begun. Time of death confirmed, organs exposed, no vital signs. Then the medical examiner noticed something. The patient's eyes were open. When the doctor looked directly at him, nothing moved. No breathing, no response. But when the doctor turned away, the body shifted. Fingers curled, the chest tightened. The eyes followed him across the room. Security footage later showed something worse. The patient only moved when no one was looking. Every time the examiner faced away, the body sat up higher, closer. The report lists a sudden equipment failure and an interrupted procedure. The body was transferred to storage. But one detail remains unexplained. The toe tag was found on the floor, still warm. In a small town, a shocking story unfolded that blurred the lines between life and death. A man named John Smith was officially declared dead, buried, and mourned by his family. But months later, something bizarre happened that would leave everyone speechless. As the town prepared for an important election, officials discovered a vote cast in John's name. How could this be? The man who had been buried was somehow still participating in democracy. The news spread like wildfire, igniting curiosity and confusion among the townsfolk. Investigations revealed that John had been living under a different identity, escaping a troubled past. His vote was a testament to his desire to reclaim his life, even from beyond the grave. The town was left grappling with the implications of his actions, questioning the very nature of existence and identity. In the end, John's story became a legend, a reminder that sometimes the lines between life and death can be more blurred than we think. What if an X-ray showed something that wasn't inside the body, but was looking back? The scan was routine, no complications, no unusual symptoms. But when the image appeared, the technician froze. The bones were correct. The organs were normal, except for one detail. Behind the rib cage, partially overlapping the spine, there was a second outline. Not an organ, not a shadow, too defined to be an artifact. Doctors ordered a second scan, then a third. Each image showed the same shape, slightly closer, slightly clearer. When they repositioned the patient, the anomaly shifted too, always staying behind him. The final report labeled it a calibration error. The files were archived. But weeks later, a radiologist noticed something unsettling. The outline in the X-ray was perfectly aligned with where the technician had been standing, as if the image hadn't captured what was inside the body, but what was watching it. Please subscribe for more.
Join me as I take classic school games to the next level by playing them in some of the craziest locations I can find. Imagine running a marathon during recess or playing dodgeball on a wobbly bridge. The thrill of school games is amplified when you take them out of their traditional settings. It's not just about having fun. It's about testing your limits and seeing how well you can perform under pressure. Playing school games in extreme environments isn't without its challenges. Safety concerns are a big one. You have to make sure that everyone involved is protected from harm. Logistical issues also pop up, like transporting equipment to a remote location or dealing with unpredictable weather. And then there's the physical challenge of adapting to an environment that's far from ideal. For instance, trying to play soccer on a mountain slope can be tough when the ground is uneven and the wind is strong. Extreme locations can range from rugged outdoors like forests and mountains to unusual man-made structures. A game of tag in a dense forest adds a whole new level of complexity, with hiding spots galore and obstacles to navigate. On the other hand, playing basketball on a rooftop offers a crazy urban twist, with the city skyline as your backdrop. The challenge of staying focused with the wind whipping around is significant. The ocean or a lake provides another unique setting, where games like volleyball can become a splashy affair. And then there are the man-made structures like abandoned buildings or trampoline parks, which can add an extra layer of excitement and danger. One particularly intense moment that stands out is when a game of Capture the Flag was played in an abandoned amusement park. The flags were hidden among the rickety remains of roller coasters and haunted houses. Players had to navigate through dark corridors and avoid creaky floorboards. The combination of fear and adrenaline led to some hilarious and heart-pumping moments, like when a player accidentally triggered a loud alarm or stumbled upon a creepy animatronic. So that's what happens when school games get played in extreme locations. It's a mix of thrill, challenge, and unpredictability. It's about pushing your limits and seeing how well you can adapt to a new environment. If you've got a crazy idea for an extreme game location, share it with me in the comments below. And if you're looking for more videos on unusual challenges in games, be sure to check out my other content.
They sealed the body in cold storage, temperature set, no monitoring alarms, no staff assigned. Officially, the incident never happened, but 3 hours later, the motion sensor inside the morgue triggered. Security checked the footage. The body hadn't left the table. It hadn't stood up. Instead, it had rotated slowly, so its face was pointed directly at the camera, still watching. When staff entered the room, the body was back in its original position. No movement, no signs of life, until one technician noticed something missing. The eyes were closed now. They hadn't been before. The final report lists post-mortem muscle relaxation, but the last line was added later. Subject responds to absence of observation. After that night, the morgue cameras were disabled, and the body was transferred again. No destination listed. Only one instruction remained: do not leave it unattended. These asylums weren't built to be haunted houses. They were designed as grand palaces for healing. Light-filled halls, gardens, hope. Then the money ran out, and the doctors left. What followed wasn't abandonment, it was containment. More than 5,000 patients were locked inside a building, designed for 250. Once a day, staff rolled a cart down the hallway, and left cans of peas. That was it. Windows shattered, snow blew in, pneumonia spread through the wards. Patients chewed plaster to quiet their hunger. In one winter alone, 400 bodies piled up in the basement because the cemetery ground was frozen solid. When reporters finally entered, they noticed something worse. Every railing, every door frame covered in bite marks. Today, the ruins look calm, peaceful, until you notice the intake logs still open on a desk. Last entry, patient number 4762 admitted. Condition unchanged. Security cameras still catch someone pacing the West Wing, so the question isn't whether these places are haunted. It's whether we should seal them forever or leave them standing as warnings.
Oh no, we're going into a code. It's gone. Where did they go? Oh God, who are you?
I'm here for the pain.
You don't have to follow, Alex.
Where are you going?
Somewhere the pulse doesn't reach.
Look at it. 10 minutes straight and not a soul walks in, yet his vitals flatlined right there. How does that happen?
Feed's clean. No interference, no blind spots. Whatever touched him.
Do I quit nights? Or go back and ask the doctor what he wants?
For decades, people across different countries have reported the same thing. A phone call, always after midnight, and always from a number that doesn't exist. Some say it's just an urban legend. Others swear they answered the phone, and what they heard was breathing. According to the legend, the call comes between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock a.m. No voice at first, just silence. Then slow, uneven breathing on the other end. Some callers hear whispers, others hear their own names spoken quietly. A few claim the voice knows things it shouldn't. When people try to call the number back, it's gone, disconnected, untraceable. Phone companies deny any record of the calls. Police reports lead nowhere, and the calls never repeat for the same person. The most disturbing detail, people say the breathing sounds like it's coming from very close. So what do you think? A prank, a shared nightmare, or something that only calls once? This official document proves a man died twice. Stamped, signed, filed. Line 4 says 1994, but look closer at line 12. It says 2007. The hospital claimed it was a glitch, a clerical error, until they checked the archives. Medical logs, insurance payouts, even his grave plot, every record told a different story. 2 timelines on every single page. No correction was ever filed, just 2 realities coexisting on paper. The file remains sealed to this day, leaving us with one terrifying question. When did he actually die? What if an official autopsy described 2 different bodies? The report was detailed. Height, weight, scars, organ damage. But parts of it didn't match the corpse on the table. The heart was described as enlarged. The body's wasn't. Old fractures were listed. None were found. Doctors assumed a clerical error. Then they noticed something worse. Some details matched another unidentified body from years earlier. Same phrasing, same measurements, same injuries. 1 report, 2 bodies. The file was corrected, then sealed, and no one ever explained which body was actually examined. Why do millions of people choose to be scared? Horror movies top streaming charts. Scary stories go viral. And people enjoy feeling fear, but fear exists to protect us, not entertain us. So why do we love horror? Psychologists say it's because horror creates safe danger. Your heart races, adrenaline spikes, your brain thinks something is wrong, but you're still safe. This triggers the catharsis effect, an emotional release without real consequences. Horror also lets our brains rehearse danger. We watch characters survive threats and subconsciously learn how fear feels. without being harmed. And here's the most important part. Horror gives us control. We choose when the fear starts, when it stops, and who we share it with. That shared fear increases empathy and bonding. So we don't love horror because we enjoy suffering. We love it because controlled fear helps us understand ourselves. And sometimes, fear feels better when we choose it. What if a doll moved when no one was touching it? It started as a normal night. A doll sat on a shelf in the corner of the room, facing the wall, exactly where it had been left. Hours later, something felt wrong. The doll was facing the bed. At first, it was easy to laugh it off. A trick of memory. A mistake. So it was moved back. The next morning, it had shifted again. Not much, just enough to notice. Then the movement became impossible to ignore. The doll's head slowly turned on its own. Arms changed position between glances. Once, it was found standing, though it couldn't stand by itself. No wires, no magnets, no airflow. Cameras were set up overnight. The footage showed nothing unusual. Until one frame. The doll wasn't blurred. It wasn't glitched. It was mid-movement. After that night, the doll was removed from the house, but the owner says the feeling never left. The sense that something learned how to move only after it was being watched. In 2016, a teacher in Poland noticed something unsettling about one student. The child never blinked, not once. During lessons, during silence, during eye contact, minutes passed, and the eyes stayed open. At first, the teacher assumed it was a nervous habit, but the longer it continued, the harder it became to ignore. The child would stare directly at people, unmoving, unreactive. Medical tests showed nothing wrong. No neurological issues, no eye condition. Doctors said the child was healthy. Then, during a normal class, the teacher turned to write on the board. When she turned back, the child was gone. No noise, no movement, no open door. The chair was still warm. Searches found no trace, no explanation, no sightings. And no one ever explained how a child could sit perfectly still, without blinking, and then vanish. Every place has its stories, not the ones told openly, but the ones whispered late at night. Legends of darkness don't need monsters to be real. They hide in empty hallways and quiet streets, in moments where something feels wrong. These are stories passed down through glances, warnings, and unfinished sentences. Events no one can fully explain. Encounters without proof, only memory. Some say they're just myths, others say they're exaggerations. But what makes them unsettling is how often they happen close to home. Because darkness doesn't announce itself. It watches, it waits, and sometimes it leaves just enough behind to make sure it's remembered. Welcome to the stories from the shadows around us. What if one episode of Scooby-Doo was never meant to be seen? At first, it looks like a normal cartoon, the gang, the mystery, the familiar animation. But then Scooby speaks, not in his usual playful voice. It's deeper, distorted, almost wrong, and it keeps getting worse. According to the creepypasta, this so-called lost episode takes Shaggy and Scooby to Velma's house, but instead of jokes and clues, Velma begins having violent visions of a past life, as if Scooby himself is triggering them. That's when Scooby explains the truth. He isn't just a dog. He's something wearing the shape of one, a dark entity feeding on fun, chaos, and endless consumption. When Velma asks how he can talk, Scooby snaps. The footage cuts to static. People who claim to have seen the rest describe horrifying images. Scooby's face stretching unnaturally. Flashes of blood inside the mystery machine. Frames that feel out of order, like the episode itself is breaking. And here's the strangest part. Every time this episode appears online, it vanishes within days, as if someone or something doesn't want it to be watched. In 1981, staff at a hospital in Russia reported something impossible. A corridor was changing its length. During the day, it measured exactly 27 meters. At night, it was longer. At first, only by a few steps. then enough for patients to get lost trying to walk back to their rooms. Some never reached the end. Others were found hours later, exhausted, disoriented, all saying the same thing. The corridor never stopped. Nurses began refusing night shifts. Doctors avoided the area after dark. Engineers checked the blueprints again and again. They never matched what was physically there. The hallway was longer than it should exist. Security cameras showed nothing unusual. No movement, no distortion. Just people walking forward and not coming back. Eventually, the hospital sealed off the corridor. Not because it was unsafe, but because no one could explain where it went at night. Take a look at your family photos. Now imagine noticing someone in the background, someone no one remembers. In 2008, a family in Spain began reviewing old photographs. At first, it was easy to dismiss. A stranger standing far behind them. A blur, a coincidence. But in newer photos, the man was closer. Still, no one recognized him. He wasn't invited. No one remembered taking the picture. Then it got worse. The man appeared in digital photos too. Different cameras, different years, always closer, always watching. When the family tried to trace the images, there were no signs of editing, no glitches, no explanation. The final photo was never shared publicly because it wasn't taken from outside. It was taken from inside the house. And that's when they stopped checking their photos altogether. Because some things aren't meant to be noticed. In 2011, a hiker in Canada set out for a day of adventure, capturing the beauty of nature. As he climbed higher, he sent a series of photos to friends, each one showing him farther away. But here's the twist, he wasn't moving. The images revealed a chilling spatial distortion. It was as if the forest itself was pulling him deeper into its grasp. The last photo, a haunting shot of his own back standing alone in the wilderness. Days later, search teams found his phone still recording. No sign of the man, just the eerie silence of the woods. What happened to him? The mystery lingers, leaving us to wonder, was he lost or did something far more sinister take him? In the depths of the internet, a strange phrase echoes, Markovian parallax denigrate. It's not just a jumble of words, it's a gateway to unsettling videos and cryptic messages. These videos have left viewers both intrigued and disturbed. No one knows where it came from. What it truly means remains a mystery. All that remains are fragmented clips, each more bizarre than the last. These clips hint at a hidden narrative that seems just out of reach. As you dive deeper, the unsettling feeling grows. Are these just random images, or is there a darker truth lurking beneath the surface? The mystery of Markovian parallax denigrate continues to haunt those who stumble upon it. It serves as a reminder that some secrets are better left undiscovered. In 2013, the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles became the center of a chilling mystery. A young woman named Elisa Lam vanished without a trace. Just days before her disappearance, eerie elevator footage captured her in a state of panic. She was pressing buttons and peering into the hallway as if she were being followed. Weeks passed and guests began to notice something strange. Complaints about low water pressure turned into horror when they discovered the source. Elisa's body was found in a rooftop water tank, her lifeless form floating. This was the very water they had been drinking. The question that haunted everyone was, how did she get there? Theories swirled. Was it an accident or something more sinister? The hotel, notorious for its dark history, only added fuel to the fire. To this day, the mystery of Elisa Lam remains unsolved. It leaves behind a trail of questions and a chilling legacy that continues to captivate. What if I told you that a single phrase is connected to some of the most disturbing videos on the internet, and nobody knows where it came from? Markovian parallax denigrate. It sounds technical, meaningless, almost random. But once you start looking for it, it starts looking back. The phrase appears buried in obscure video descriptions, corrupted subtitles, and strange comment threads, often attached to videos filled with visual glitches, distorted faces, and sounds that feel wrong. No creator ever explains it. No source ever claims it. People who tried to trace it found only fragments, dead links, deleted accounts, encrypted-looking text that leads nowhere. Some believe it's an AI-generated phrase that escaped its original system. Others think it's part of a hidden experiment, testing how humans react to unsettling patterns. The creepiest part? The phrase never appears twice in the same way. It shifts, mutates, evolves. And maybe that's the point, not to be understood, but to be noticed. So the real question is, was it planted deliberately, or did it emerge on its own?